Barack Obama said many years ago that America should try to discover their better angels, that we should try to, go beyond ideology, go beyond bigotry and all sorts of stuff that is divisive and unloving, and that we should try to find ways to find our better angels. And I agree with him. I agree that that's why I've entitled this video "An Experiment in Better," because I think we do need to discover our better angels. And I'm not talking to the left or the right. I'm talking to the left and the right. I'm talking to everybody. It seems to me from an objective point of view that everybody is behaving badly. Everybody has taken the low road. For what it's worth, it seems like everybody is into slander and attack and anger and rage and assault and abuse and demonizing and stereotyping. On the left and the right, everybody is doing this. It's not cool. And if you think that everybody isn't doing this, then you are part of the problem, and you really need to find a way to be more objective and to get other viewpoints, because everybody is doing this. And if you just go on Twitter, or Facebook, or you're going to see that in any argument, in any discussion, everybody is crazed. Everybody is massively judgmental. Everybody is vicious. Well, I'm saying everybody. Everyone's not vicious. Everyone's not massively judgmental. But, okay, let me correct that. The majority, a lot of it. Okay, I'm backpedaling. But a lot of it, okay? Enough that it's incredibly disturbing and not a good trend. And we need to stop it. We need each of us to engage in an experiment in better. An experiment in betterness. I believe each of us has to make a conscious effort when we see something or hear something that we believe is wrong, that we need to address it in a calm, as best we can, compassionate way, to try to see the other person's point of view, even if we vehemently disagree with it, and to try to respond in a way that is not degrading and shaming and attacking and blaming and all sorts of crap like that. We need to try to find a way to have a dialogue, to have a debate. At the end of that dialogue or debate, if we end up saying, let's agree to disagree, okay. It's like in a family. When a husband and wife gets into fights, or two partners get into fights with each other, sometimes they can be resolved, sometimes they can be negotiated, sometimes there can be compromises, but sometimes they just disagree. And they agree to disagree, and they're not going to get a divorce. They're going to have to find a way to tolerate each other's stuff that they don't like or approve of, because the idea of getting a divorce is that's not in the cards. They really don't want that, and we really don't want a civil war in our country. That's not really the best thing, is to have a civil war and to divide the country in half. It's not a good thing. So to some degree, we have to we want to try to negotiate and compromise and debate the issues and find a way to come up with solutions for the greatest good of all concerned. But there are going to be some things that we're just not going to agree on, and that should not lead us to violence and lead us to want to tear the country apart, just like a couple disagreeing. It shouldn't lead to violence. It shouldn't lead to them tearing each other apart. We need to get better at our behavior. We need to get better. We need to find a way to not shout and scream in our fights with our partners and in our fights with our fellow citizens. We need to get better at being loving, compassionate, generous, open-minded, considerate, gracious, accepting, forgiving. And we got to be honest. We got to tell the truth, even if it's inconvenient. So I encourage each of you, in your lives. And I'm not just talking about when you're on Twitter and want to, body slam someone. I'm talking about when you're in your personal relationships with everyone you bump into. That's important, to try to find a way to be more civil, to be more compassionate, more loving, more accepting, and more forgiving. Thank you.